Hey, everybody, welcome to your Spark. Hope you're doing fantastic on today. I'm Coach David coming at you with some fantastic information that I believe that will help you, that will strengthen you and take you to another level. And, I'm so happy that you have chosen to take time out to view this and to share this with others. I just thank you for the opportunity to be able to impart into your life. As always, I want you to know just how much I appreciate you coming on and viewing this. And also, I want to ask you to do it as always, share this with somebody, because I believe that what we share with people takes them to another level. So go ahead and shout yourself out if you haven't already done so. And we're going to jump right into it on today, because last week we talked about use your imagination and not your willpower. And that was part one. Today, I'm going to cover part two, because I said last week I kind of gave you, an overall view of it. But I told you today I would give you the mechanics of how to use your imagination for visualization in order to bring about the things you desire in your life. We said that the imagination is our mind's ability to be creative and resourceful. That our mind can form new ideas, it can form new images, it can create objects. And when we say form, it means to bring those parts together or combine to create something that we desire. Now, consequently, here's the truth. People are already doing this, but a lot of times they're doing it in a negative direction. And you may have done this yourself, because I have, like we say, oh my goodness, I can't believe this may happen or that may happen. And we start getting an image of that and we start building that image in our mind. And you actually bring those things into your life. So I want to show you how to use it in a positive direction. With your imagination, you can use your mind to create subjectively, get a plan, and bring your creation objectively. In other words, what I'm saying is you can use subjects, you can use those ideas, those images, and you can get a plan and then bring it into the objective world where you can see it. So I asked the question, do you operate from a subjective mindset, an objective mindset, or both? And I hope it's both. This is called creative visualization. Creative visualization. I want to talk about that for a minute, because I think a lot of people kind of pass that off as not a big deal, but it is a big deal. And the reason why it's a big deal is because we are always visualizing. I shared the story with you about how I used to daydream. Excuse me. And in my daydream, I was just, bringing some things about through my daydream. So, the thing about it is now I want to show you how you can use that. I wrote this down because I thought this was really, really important. Creative visualization. 4 key factors. Number 1 is image generation. It's where you generate an image from memory, from fantasy, or both. Then the second one is image maintenance. Now that simply means you have the ability to maintain or sustain the image. You hold it on the canvas of your imagination. Number 3 is image inspection. When you inspect it, you explore it, you elaborate upon it in detail. Okay. And then number 4, this is very key, image transformation. It's where you transform, modify, alter the content of the image that you've generated on your mind. Or it could be something that's actually going on in your life. And what you say, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to modify this. I'm going to make this what I want it to be. And that's one of the things that I love about our life and the way that God has created us, is that we can do that. The Bible says, as a man or woman thinketh, so is he or she. So the thing about it is how are you thinking? How are you visualizing? How are you bringing these things about? let's get now into the mechanics. If you need to hear the other part, go back and listen to part one. But I want to get into the mechanics of this, the mechanics of visualization. And I want to use something that many people today are having a struggle with per se, or maybe they don't fully understand, or they need more of, or they need help with. And I'm going to talk about finances, because I think when I get your attention on that, that helps a lot of people. Now, listen, the first thing that you have to do in going through this, and I'm going to give you all the steps in the process, but number one, you've got to reason out the problem at the objective level. Now, we said the objective level is the level where you see things from the standpoint of, you can see it. You got an object, it's like your car, it's like your house. These are objects. Okay, that's the objective level. And at that point, we want to reason out. Is it a matter of I'm not earning enough? Is it a matter of I'm overspending? What is the matter? We reason that out at the objective level. And there's nothing wrong with that. You need to do that to understand where you need to take your visualization. So we're going to reason that out. Now, the second part to this, you have to be able to answer this question. And I'm not talking about generally, I want concrete, reasons. What are you talking about? Why do I need or want the money? Now, I'm going to be very careful here, because I said times before, when we get need-minded and we get want-minded, if we stay there, we will always be need-minded and we will always have needs. And if we get want-minded, we will always have wants. But I do have to look at this. So here's what I want you to look at. I want you to look at how are you going to benefit, all the benefits, not just general benefits, but concrete benefits. And I want it to involve all of your five senses. What am I saying? How is this attaining these finances? How is it going to benefit you? And how is it going to benefit you? And I want you to involve all of your senses. What do you mean? Okay, let me see if I can break it down. So we have the sense of sight, seeing. All right. See yourself using the money freely. See yourself doing that. All right. Using it freely and not being, what's the word I'm looking for? Not being, tied up or bound up by the amount of finance. See yourself using that money freely. I mean, I really want you to get into this. All right. Number two, touch, the sense of touch. Imagine how the items you will purchase with this money will feel when you touch them. Whether it be a new car. I mean, feel your hands on that steering wheel. Feel your hands driving that car. Feel your hands touching the leather, the radio, whatever it may be. Get that sense. Get your senses involved. The taste part of it. Imagine yourself going to a restaurant you've always dreamed of going to and eating the very best steak dinner that you can. All right. I remember when I didn't have as much, there's a restaurant. It's called the Capitol Grill. I always wanted to eat at that restaurant, but so many people told me, oh boy, that restaurant is really expensive. And it is. But that's all relative. My point is this right here. I had to get to a point where I could taste the steak and enjoy it. I got a taste for this thing. I'm going to show you how awesome this is. All right. I want you to think about something with me. I'm going to take a little detour here, but it's going to be worth the ride. All right. I want you to think about this right here. Think about a lemon. All right. A lemon, nice yellow lemon. Smell that lemon. Smell it. All right. Smell that lemon. How a lemon smells. You smelled it before. Smell it now. You can use your senses and smell it. Touch the skin. Touch it. It's a little bumpy and everything like that. But here's what I want you to do. I want you to cut that lemon in half, and you can smell the aroma of that lemon coming through. Now, this is what I really want you to do. I want you to take half of that lemon, and I want you to take a big bite. Use your imagination. Take a big bite of that lemon. Now, if you're like me, and I believe you are, your mouth is watering right now because you've been there before. And all we did, we just used our imagination to feel, to touch, to smell, to taste that lemon. That's all we did. And our mouth started salivating from me talking about it. What I am sharing with you is how powerful this is, because the smell, the taste, the touch, all of that comes into play here. I want you to be able to sit down and get a feel for that. Hearing. All right. How will I evolve that? Well, listen. Imagine what your family, your children are going to say about your success and being able to purchase nice things for them. Hear that. I want you to hear that. I really want you to get into this and to hear that. What you have done is you have now used visualization. You have employed all five of your senses. And that's how this works. This is the mechanics. It's not just enough to say that you want it. It's not just enough to to write it down somewhere. Now you got to get engaged. You got to get involved and use all of your senses in the process of doing that. But that's not enough. Don't stop there. Don't stop at your senses. Get your emotions involved. What do you mean? Be emotional about that thing. Get all wrapped up into it, all the emotion that comes from it. The Bible says this right here: the fervent prayers of the righteous availeth much. And I used to always wonder what they mean. It means about being emotional, being into it, being tied into it. And when you get tied into it through your senses and through your emotions, you are now ready. Ready for what? Here's what I want you to do. I want you to close your eyes and I want you to begin that creative visualization. What do you mean? All right, here's what you do. Close your eyes and on the canvas of your imagination, see your current situation. See your current situation. All right, you got it? Now let it dissolve. And then I want you to look to the left of your screen. You got this big screen in front of you. And I want from the left side, I want you to see sliding in the new image and go through all of those senses and emotions that we talked about with that new image. And now when you have done that, you have just started your creative visualization. Boy, I hope that's helped you. That is the mechanics of this. And when you do that on an ongoing basis, I say it like this: do it at least twice a day. Now, I shared with you before how I go morning, noon, and night. But at least twice a day, you need to do that. 5-10 minutes is all it takes to go through that. And I will share with you. All right. Be reasonable in your expectation, but also don't get discouraged when it seems like it's not working, because I'm sharing with you, it is working. It's working on you. And you will begin to get the plan that you need to bring all of these things about. That's how it's done right now in your life. And if you will begin to do that, that is the mechanics of using your imagination to visualize where you want to go, what you want to be, and the things that you want to have. And I'm telling you right now, you're doing it in your imagination. You'll be doing it in your real life. You've heard me say this before. If you can hold it in your head, it won't be very long before you're holding it in your hands. And I want that for you. So use that. Go back and listen to number 1 and take number 2 and go through that. Sit down and write it all out, all those senses and everything. Get the emotions involved and watch great and wonderful things happen for you. Use your imagination, not your willpower. And I'm going to wrap it up with this right here. Focus on the end result on that big screen of your imagination, not the means to achieve it. They will come. All right. I hope this has helped you on today. It has definitely blessed me to be able to share it with you. Here's where I'm at, though. I want you to do it. I want you to get through it. And I want you to watch great and wonderful things happen for you. Until the next time, remember this right here. You are the architect of your life. And I believe in you. I'll see you next week. Have a great one. Bye.